Hey, hello, welcome to another video. I'm gonna teach you about Git revisions and in particular the 2 dot and the 3 dot notation. Let's dive into it. So what's up with these dot syntax? Let's say the dotted range notation. Before I want to dive into the range notation, let's look at the commit exclusion first because it's gonna explain what we're gonna do with the dotted notation. So with the caret notation, you can exclude commit from a range. So for example, when you say caret R1, R2, it means commits reachable from R2, but not from R1. Cool. Let's dive into this and let's try it first. So I'm gonna set up a repository for testing. I need to init it first, then do this. Let's write an hello, add that and make it initial commit, then create a branch, feed for example, and in the feature branch we're gonna say echo banana into file b, git add, git commit -m add banana. We're gonna go back to main and we say echo apple into a. We're gonna git added, git commit -m add apple. Now we're gonna git log one line --graph -all. So now we have a branch with one commit and we have a main branch which is like a head one commit. Cool. So now we can say git log caret main feed. So now we see all commits added in the feature branch but not present in the main branch. Awesome. So that's for the caret notation. Now with the range notation, the 2 dot notation basically is the same as the caret R1, R2 notation. So I said git caret main, log main feed. We see the banana. If we say the same with a double dot, then we see the same thing. Awesome. If we would git checkout feed, we would say git log main double dot. Then it compares the other side of the dots with the current checked out branch. So if we omit feed now, it assumes what is head here. So we see head is feed. So this is the same as head. That's all the same thing. You could do also the opposite, obviously. So if you want to see what commits are added on the main side and are not in my feature branch, then you could say you can swap these out. You can use this if you want to see what changes were made in the main branch, if you want to predict if your feature branch will run into any conflicts in the future. Also here you can omit head because it's all the same thing. Head feature, it's just the current checked out branch. That's for the range notation, the 2 dot syntax. For the 3 dot syntax, it's a symmetric diff and it shows all the changes from both sides. And I try to remember this like if you have 3 dots. So let me do the graph thing again. If you have 2 dots, you see here like these are in this case, by example, there are also 3 dots, but like it's like a V shaped and you need 3 dots for that. So that's how I try to remember this. So if you want to say git log main feed, you see all the commits that are not common. And Git does this under the hood by using the git merge base command. So it uses git merge base on both commits you pass. So if you say main feed, you get this hash, and this hash is git show. It's the initial commit. Initial commits, which you see here is like the common ancestor. It's the merge base or common ancestor. You hear both things called out. So this uses -- not for the common ancestor. So you could rewrite these things in different ways. If you say like not main feed. Well, sorry. I need feed first because not applies to everything after the not. So this is the same thing again as this. And if you want to use a symmetrical, I can use the hash now. That's the same as git log feed triple dot main. When you do the symmetrical diff, there's no real order in how you do this. Of course, you get different order in how the commits end up, but your list of commits will always be the same. So you always get the same number of commits. Cool. This is fair enough. Like I mentioned, there's a shorthand when you omit one of both ends of the dot. So that's something we explained. But now I want to switch to git diff. So as you can see, there's also a git diff with a triple dot notation here. And this is where things get interesting. So comparing branches, right over here. This is where they dive into 3 different notations as well. So you have git diff topic master, git diff topic 2 dot master, and git diff topic 3 dot master. Wow. Let me open a new terminal window to demonstrate how git diff works. So let me jump into this, and first let's git diff main feed. It shows how you reach from the main branch to the feature branch. So if you would apply these changes to the main branch, you'll end up with how the tree will look like in the feature branch. So you have to remove the apple again and add the apple again. And that's also what you see in the graph. You have to add the apple, so go down here and go back up here and add the banana. As I mentioned in the docs, without dots or using 2 dots is the same. So 2 is the same as above. So if I'm doing this, it shows the exact same diff. For the triple dots, that's also documented here. Triple dots changes that occurred on master branch since when the topic branch was started off. Like, this phrasing is really confusing to me, but let's just try it. So if I say git diff main triple dot feed, I can see what was changed on the feature branch that is not on the main branch. Cool. You could do the reverse as well. Feed main. Changes that were made on the main branch but not on the feature branch. But now it gets interesting. How does this compare to git log? If I say git log main triple dot feed and git diff, like, I hope you can see this. I hope you realize how this not makes sense. This only shows changes on the feature branch, and this shows changes on both sides. Why? Why? If Git couldn't get any more confusing, that this is how they are getting more confusing. In the Git diff man page, there's a little section about Git revision. And this is important, this part. However, Git is about comparing 2 endpoints, not ranges, endpoints. And the range notation do not mean a range as defined specifying ranges in the Git revisions page. So this does not apply to Git diff. Why? Why Git? Why? Why do you use same syntax for things that are different? I cannot understand.